What up, people? So today we're gonna talk about something a little bit different. So, I know I talk a lot about relationships and stuff like that in my life before my wife, but this is kind of like the same thing. Something hit me the other day, and I was like, man, let me go ahead and tell everybody about this stuff, this story right here. So, I like to call this piece "Fake Friends." So, growing up, I had like a core group of friends, right? And we were kind of, I wouldn't even say we were like super duper tight like that, but we kind of, we hung out together, right? We did sports and stuff together, we played sports and stuff together, and kind of like, even if we didn't see each other for a while, we would kind of pick up, right where we left off. So this was, I want to say about 20 years ago. I had this friend, right? And we went to school together in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. We was tight, kind of like this, almost here. And one day I remember him, when we got older, we graduated from high school, whatever. I bumped into him somewhere, and he was like, hey man, I got this chick that I mess with or whatever, and she got a friend, you know what I'm saying? And he put me on with the friend. So when I met the friend, everything was lovely, you know what I'm saying? The only thing that kind of threw me off a little bit is, like, she had a couple kids, and she didn't, she didn't live, she didn't have her own place or whatever. She was kind of like, I guess, on a run or whatever from wherever she was, whatever past relationship she had, she was on a run from that relationship or whatever. And then she came out to where, she moved out to where I lived. So my dude introduced me to her or whatever, and she was cool, everything kicked off right, everything was running smooth. But the chick that he was messing with, he didn't know she was out here wilding. And, he fell in love with her as soon as he met her. But he ain't really know too much about her. And I got to see the side of the girl that he was dating when he wasn't around. And the chick that I was dating, she kind of like was just like, letting me know what was going on. And every time she would invite me over to the apartment that she was staying in, every time I would go over there, the girl was her roommate, so she was always there. So every time I would go over there, the girl that he was dating, a different car would pull up every day. Every time I was there, a different car would pull up, and she'd just run outside, hop in the car with another dude. Boom, and she'd run outside, hop in the car with another dude. So I'm like, ooh, woo. So eventually I asked my dude, I'm like, hey man, like, you serious about her? You know anything about her, man? And he was like, yeah, man. And I was just like, man, I had to tell him. So I ended up telling him, like, hey man, you my dudes, I'm saying, I'm gonna look out for you. But every time I'm over there, dude, another dude, a different dude, every time it's coming through, popping out on her. Pulling up on her, and she jumping out the house, and she running inside the car with these dudes. So I tell him everything kind of went, the way it went. And come to find out, she was basically playing my dude. She was using him for a ride to work because she didn't have a car. So every time she would go to work, he would go get her, or he would go take her. And every time he would pick her up, every time she would get off, he would go pick her up, and I would ride with him. So I kind of knew, before he even knew. I'm like, oh, she using you. You know what I'm saying? Like, for a ride to work. Because it would be sometimes where I would ride with him to go pick her up from work, and then we would go back to the apartment and drop her off, and then later on I would go over there to see the girl that he hooked me up with, and then she'll be popping right back out the house after he done dropped her off. Right after she got off work, she'll pop out about an hour and a half later and go jump in the car with another dude. So I had to tell my dude, and he was beat up about it a little bit, but because I know he liked her or whatever. But so you ain't gonna believe what this dude did to me though, right? So stay tuned for part 2.